Welcome to PureHer, beautiful. Today, we're diving deep into a topic many women silently struggle with, but rarely speak about openly. We're breaking down the subtle signs that a man might be talking to another woman behind your back. If you've been feeling that something is off, if you've noticed a shift in his energy, or if your intuition keeps whispering that something isn't adding up, then this message is for you. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to PureHer. Because here, we protect your emotional well-being, strengthen your feminine confidence, and help you build relationships that honor your worth. If you want more videos about red flags, masculine psychology, emotional intelligence, boundaries, and high-value dating, you're in the right place. Subscribe, like, and let's grow together. Now let's dive in. Here are the psychological, emotional, and behavioral signs that he might be talking to someone else. Sign number 1. His emotional rhythm has changed. He used to be warm, attentive, and naturally connected to you. Now he feels distracted, distant, or strangely unavailable. This shift doesn't happen randomly. When a man begins emotionally investing in another woman, even lightly, his presence with you becomes inconsistent. He might not realize he's pulling away, but you feel it. You feel it in his tone. You feel it in his texting speed. You feel it in how he no longer matches your energy. When a man redirects his emotional focus, his availability collapses. And as a woman with intuition, you sense it immediately. Sign number 2. His phone behavior changes in noticeable ways. He hides his screen when he texts. He keeps his phone face down. He steps out for calls. He suddenly develops privacy needs he never had before. These changes are intentional. When a man has nothing to hide, his phone behavior is relaxed. But when there is someone else in the picture, the phone becomes his shield. Sign number 3. His excuses become repetitive and emotionally empty. I fell asleep. My phone died. I was busy. These lines become his new script. Each excuse alone may sound harmless, but patterns don't lie. Men who are loyal communicate with clarity and emotional presence. Men who are dividing their attention rely on shortcuts and vague explanations. Your intuition notices the inconsistency long before your mind does. Sign number 4. He stops initiating meaningful conversations. He no longer asks about your day, your feelings, or your thoughts. He keeps things shallow and surface level. Men who are emotionally invested seek connection. Men who are distracted seek escape. This is where many women blame themselves. But hear this clearly. His distance is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of his emotional discipline. And beautiful. If you're feeling a shift, trust it. Your intuition is not dramatic. It's intelligent. It's protective. And it's almost always right. More signs coming in the next section. Sign number 5. His routines change without a logical reason. A man who used to text you good morning now forgets. A man who used to call you during his break suddenly doesn't have time. A man who once prioritized you now treats communication like a chore. These shifts often happen when someone else is offering him attention, validation, or emotional stimulation. Men don't change their patterns for no reason. They change because their emotional focus has moved. Sign number 6. He becomes protective or defensive about his privacy. When you ask simple questions like, "Who are you talking to?" or "Why did you step outside?" he reacts with irritation, deflection, or unnecessary anger. This defensive energy is a major psychological tell. When someone is hiding something, even the most innocent questions feel threatening to them. A man who is loyal answers with transparency, not hostility. Sign number 7. His compliments toward you decrease. Men who are emotionally invested naturally express admiration. They notice your beauty, your energy, your effort. But when he's giving that admiration elsewhere, he stops giving it to you. It doesn't mean you're less attractive or less valuable. It means he's emotionally overstimulated by another source, and his attention toward you fades. Sign number 8. He's physically present, but emotionally absent. You can be sitting next to him, yet feel completely alone. He responds, but without warmth. He listens, but without depth. He's there, but he isn't really there. This emotional absence is one of the strongest indicators that a man is engaging with someone else on a psychological level. Because emotional cheating often begins long before physical cheating. Sign number 9. He suddenly becomes more critical of you. He points out small flaws he never cared about before. He compares, judges, or nitpicks. This happens because validation from someone else creates an inflated ego in men who lack emotional maturity. Instead of nurturing the relationship they're in, they create emotional distance by projecting negativity onto their partner. It's a subtle emotional sabotage. Sign number 10. He becomes unusually protective of his social media. He changes passwords. He starts deleting messages. He turns off notifications. He gets uncomfortable if you're near his phone. A man who's not hiding anything behaves normally. But a man who is building a secret connection becomes hyper-aware of digital traces. Sign number 11. You notice gaps in his stories. His timeline doesn't add up. His plans sound vague. He tells half-truths and incomplete details. Even the tone of his explanation feels rehearsed or unnatural. Men who are transparent speak freely. Men who are hiding something speak cautiously, editing their words as they go. And beautiful, let's make something clear here. When a man is loyal, you don't feel confused. You don't feel anxious. You don't need to analyze every word. Loyalty feels like peace. Confusion feels like chaos. And chaos is always a sign that something deeper is going on. More signs coming in the next section. Sign number 12. He becomes emotionally unpredictable. One day he's warm, affectionate, and engaged. The next day he's cold, distant, and uninterested. This emotional inconsistency is often a sign that his attention is divided. Men who are talking to another woman often swing between guilt, excitement, and confusion. And those emotional swings show up in how he treats you. Sign number 13. He stops planning for the future. A man who once talked about trips, goals, and shared dreams suddenly avoids anything long-term. He keeps conversations short and focuses only on the present moment. When another woman enters the picture, even casually, he becomes unsure about his direction. That uncertainty makes him withdraw from any plans that include you. Sign number 14. He becomes overly protective of his time, but not in a healthy way. He stops telling you where he's going. He becomes vague about his schedule. He tells you he's busy, but offers no details. This isn't independence. It's secrecy. And secrecy is one of the strongest indicators that he's making space for someone else. Sign number 15. He loses interest in intimacy, emotional or physical. He doesn't flirt the way he used to. He doesn't hold you the same way. The way he kisses you changes. The passion feels different, dull, or distant. When a man's emotional attention shifts to another woman, physical intimacy often becomes mechanical or inconsistent. Your body can sense the detachment before your mind fully understands it. Sign number 16. He starts accusing you of things you're not doing. This is one of the clearest psychological red flags. Men who feel guilty often project their behavior onto their partner. If he starts asking, "Who are you talking to?" or suddenly becomes suspicious of your loyalty, it may be because he knows what he himself is doing. Projection is a cover for guilt. Sign number 17. He no longer seeks your opinion. A man who values you asks for your thoughts, your feedback, and your emotional perspective. But when he's talking to someone else, he starts seeking validation from her instead. His emotional attention shifts away from the woman he has. toward the woman who feels new, exciting, or ego-boosting. Sign number 18. He becomes inconsistent with affection. He gives you mixed signals. He pulls you close one moment and pushes you away the next. He creates emotional instability, leaving you confused and questioning yourself. But hear this, beautiful. A man who cares doesn't make you doubt your worth. A man who is loyal doesn't make you feel insecure. Inconsistency is a sign of emotional distraction. Sign number 19. He stops noticing the little things. He no longer pays attention to your tone, your mood, or your needs. He forgets important dates. He stops remembering your preferences. This is not forgetfulness. It's a shift in emotional priority. Men invest energy where their attention is emotionally stimulated. And here's the painful truth many women don't want to face. You don't lose a man who's loyal. You only lose a man who is already drifting away. A man talking to someone else isn't busy. He's redirecting his emotional energy. And your intuition catches it every single time. More signs coming in the next section. Sign number 20. His energy feels different even when he says nothing. A woman's intuition is deeply sensitive to emotional shifts. You can feel when his presence is no longer aligned with you. You can sense when his heart is drifting, even if he tries to act the same. Energy never lies. When a man is emotionally somewhere else, you feel it in your body long before you see it in his actions. Sign number 21. He stops reassuring you. A loyal man naturally creates emotional safety. He makes you feel wanted, chosen, and prioritized. But when his focus shifts to someone else, he stops putting effort into stabilizing the relationship. He stops comforting you. He stops making you feel secure. This isn't an accident. It's an emotional withdrawal. Sign number 22. He becomes more secretive with his friends. Men rarely cheat alone. Someone in his circle usually knows. So when he's talking to another woman, his friends behave differently. They avoid eye contact. They act awkward. They stop being warm toward you. Even the smallest change in their behavior can reveal everything he's trying to hide. Sign number 23. He suddenly improves his appearance without explanation. He starts grooming differently. He buys new clothes. He puts more effort into how he looks. Men often do this when they're trying to impress someone new. It's a subconscious response to external validation. If these changes appear out of nowhere, without a lifestyle shift or a personal reason, there may be someone else influencing his behavior. Sign number 24. He becomes emotionally unavailable at the exact moments you need him the most. When you're stressed, upset, or overwhelmed, he shuts down instead of showing up. A man who's emotionally committed supports you. But a man whose energy is divided pulls away because he doesn't want responsibility. Emotional absence is one of the strongest red flags. Sign number 25. His language changes. He starts using new phrases, new expressions, or new texting patterns. Sometimes he even repeats jokes or sayings that don't sound like him. This happens because he's absorbing communication from someone else. Words always reveal influence. Sign number 26. You stop recognizing the relationship. The warmth is gone. The effort is gone. The connection feels fragile, unstable, and unfamiliar. It feels like you're holding on to a memory instead of a relationship. When this happens, it's usually because his emotional investment has already shifted somewhere else. Sign number 27. Your intuition becomes louder. Your body feels uneasy. Your mind becomes alert. Your heart feels inconsistent. Intuition is not paranoia. It's your emotional intelligence speaking to you. When a woman senses something is wrong, she is almost always right. Beautiful. Here is the truth you need to remember. A man who wants you will show you. A man who values you will protect the connection. A man who respects you will make you feel safe, chosen, and emotionally prioritized. When a man starts talking to someone else, he doesn't just change his behavior, he changes his essence. He becomes inconsistent. He becomes distant. He becomes unfamiliar. But this is where your power rises. Your worth does not shrink because someone failed to appreciate it. Your value does not fade because someone couldn't handle a woman of your depth. You don't lose anything by walking away from someone who wasn't choosing you wholeheartedly. PureHer is here to remind you of your strength, your softness, and your intuition. You deserve emotional honesty. You deserve stability. You deserve a love that doesn't make you question yourself. If this message resonated, subscribe to PureHer for more content on feminine energy, high-value dating, emotional intelligence, self-worth, boundaries, and relationship clarity. You are not alone on this journey. And you are stronger, wiser, and more radiant than you think. You deserve a love that chooses you every single day.